You ever scroll through your feed and a short video just grabs you, and you feel this almost magnetic pull to follow or subscribe? Well, today we're going to tear down a masterclass in persuasion, an 18-second script that's literally designed to hook future billionaires. Now, let's be super clear. We're not looking at the financial advice here. Nope. What we're doing is looking at the machinery of the pitch itself, all the psychological triggers they've packed into every single word. All right, let's dive in. It starts right here. Bam! This opening line is an absolute knockout punch. In just a few words, it creates this huge problem. Hey, most people are failing. And then, in the same breath, it creates an in-group and an out-group. This plugs right into that deep human need we all have to belong. The out-group, they have no idea what they're doing. So you instantly want to be part of the in-group, the ones who are about to be let in on the big secret. That little pause they put after it, that's just to let the hook sink in. It's classic, and it's so effective.
So, how do they pull this off so perfectly? Well, to break it down, we're going to use a classic marketing blueprint, the IDA framework. It's super simple. It stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. This little 18-second script is a perfect example of how to systematically walk a viewer through all four of those stages, taking them from just a casual scroll to a committed click. It's a journey.
All right, so first up, attention. We've already seen that powerful opening line, but the script doesn't waste a single second. It immediately capitalizes on that initial shock to introduce itself as the one and only solution you've been looking for. And here's the very next move. After telling you there's a huge problem, they immediately position themselves as the answer, a place where wealth is actually engineered. The message here is so clear. Success isn't about luck. It's not about who your parents are. It's a skill. It's a system. And it's a system you can learn right here. It's just an instant claim of authority. Let's move to the second stage and see how they build on this. Interest. Okay, so they've got your attention. Now they have to keep it by making some really specific, compelling promises. And these can't just be vague ideas. They have to feel real, tangible, and maybe most importantly, secret. Just listen to the specific language they're using here. Side hustles no one else is teaching. Frameworks straight from the top 1%. See, this isn't just generic information. It's being presented as exclusive, secret knowledge. It creates this powerful sense of curiosity and makes you feel like you're about to get some kind of unfair advantage over everyone else. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. This is the part where the script pivots from just sparking your interest to creating genuine, burning desire. And the way it does this? By creating a clear enemy and drawing a hard line in the sand. This is really the psychological core of the entire pitch. This comparison is such a classic persuasion tactic. On one side, they just trash everything else you might be watching. Motivation, advice from broke influencers, making it all sound worthless. Then they elevate themselves with this intense, almost intimidating language, hardcore wealth engineering. By creating a villain, they get to be the hero, the only place you can get real effective strategy. And check this out, this is such a clever move. They literally invent their own term, wealth engineering. I mean, think about it. By coining their own proprietary term, they frame their whole method as this unique, almost scientific system that you just can't get anywhere else. It instantly builds authority and this whole mystique around their content. And just like that, boom, the stakes get raised, sky high. This isn't just about making a little extra cash anymore, is it? It's a binary choice. It's creation versus destruction. This line just injects this immense urgency and personal responsibility. It forces you to stop and ask yourself, which one am I doing right now? This is the power statement. The script's internal notes actually say to deliver this line lower, slower, dominant. It's not a suggestion, it's a declaration of power. They're not just going to teach you something, they are going to fundamentally change you. They're going to rewire that broken part of your mind. I mean, what an incredibly potent and authoritative claim to make. And to just hammer this all home, to cap off the desire phase, they hit you with this triplet. No fluff, no filler. This just reinforces the identity we saw earlier, that this channel is a direct, potent source of value. And that repetition of real, that's key. Real money, real power, real results. It just hammers home the promise of tangible, life-changing outcomes. All right, and that brings us to the final and most critical piece of the puzzle, action. A great pitch doesn't just ask you to do something. It makes the act of doing it a statement about who you are. And the call to action here, it's not a request, it's a challenge. This is just masterful. It's not, please subscribe. It's not, hey, hit the button for me. It's a dare. It completely reframes the simple act of clicking a button into a personal declaration against mediocrity. Subscribing becomes a vote for your own ambition. So if you don't click, well, it feels like you're admitting you're okay with being average. And if that wasn't enough, they hit you with this. This line is a 1-2 punch of social proof and FOMO, the fear of missing out. It creates this image of a fast-moving train already packed with winners, and it is leaving the station right now. It implies the decision has already been made by all the people who are actually destined for success. And this is the final turn of the screw. After all that framing, all that pressure, the decision is placed squarely back on you. It makes subscribing this deeply personal choice, a commitment to your own future and the definitive answer to the challenge they just laid down. So the biggest takeaway here is this. The architecture of persuasion we just walked through, it's everywhere. It's in commercials, it's in movie trailers, it's in political ads. By deconstructing this tiny 18-second script, we've basically uncovered the blueprint for attention, interest, desire, and action. So the question now isn't really about becoming a billionaire, it's about becoming a more critical viewer. Now that you can see the wires, how are you going to see the next pitch that comes across your screen?